My name is Tolomanya Kwesi Maoli, as I go on the streets. Many of you guys call me Bratike. Today is a defining moment, not just for future of Africa, but for every young person who's lived on the streets, from Opebia to Shiashi to Okonglo to Flower Pot to Kanta, Kaswa, all around the city. Every youth that has felt invincible, unheard, or pushed aside. I want to say with full conviction today that you matter, your story matters, and your future matters. This year, as we commemorate the International Day for Street Children on April 12th, we are guided by the theme of participation. Now, Africa is the youngest continent in the world, and our greatest resource is not our gold, our oil, our bauxite, it's you, our youth. If we give you the right tools, education, protection, opportunity, you guys will build the Africa we dream of. So starting today and for many, many years to come, this will be your stage. Because I think we need to listen to you guys more. We need to understand the fundamental problems that get young people on the streets. You guys have a responsibility. I want us to continue for each other and for the Africa we believe is possible. You guys are the future of Africa. Thank you.
This is what happened here. You have a fashion designer, everything a soldier. What I have to say is, without education, none of this is possible.
The joy, this is a family. Zenico and his son and his wife. This is the house Zenico and his wife stay. And this is a small tree under their house. So you are trying to say that the family give us shelter and something to eat. Thank you.
We are all available. You cannot do without taking single numbers. There's residents themselves, there's street children themselves, there's stakeholders, the government, the partners, and all. So, thank you.
This is a ball. Yes, we stand for unity. The unity means if we see they bring more children from the streets to education and bring us like a family. You see, as we also do the kind of games and those types. So they help us to build our future. They help us to get our skill training from it. So we thank FOA bringing this idea and we thank the teachers bringing from us on the team.
As our word is focus, we spoke a lot, and this is just to say we need to focus on the solutions, focus on the things you can do, the little things you can do to solve these problems.
So ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Reverend Father Andrew Campbell. Round of applause.
So good morning to all of you, and thank you for inviting me to come and share with you on my work in Ghana. I first came in contact with street children when I was working at Christ the King Church 7 years ago. I gathered all the children. He used to come to Mass and every morning and after Mass he begged from the parishioners. And people complained. So I used to get these children together, formed them into a small group. And there we'd have breakfast together, read the Word of God, and then give them lunch. That's how I started my work with street children. I tried to give them hope, love, attention. I gave them time. I knew them by name. I visited where the places they slept in, Temporary Station, the Art Centre, door shelters at Osu shops. I got to know them. People criticize me. Why? Why? Why do you do that, Father? What are you doing there? I was bringing hope to these young girls. We criticize people. We criticize street children. We criticize lepers. We criticize prisoners. We criticize those with HIV. We criticize so many people. But do we have time to talk to them? Do we have time to listen to them? Do we have time to listen to their stories and understand them instead of criticizing them and judging them? Do we really love people? Do we really care about people? And I say this to all our adults who are here, to be a role model to others. People look up to us. Thank you for this opportunity.
One thing is consistent throughout the stories, in as much as we acknowledge that we have blood relations, but then there's a lot of cares for them now, and who is speaking about that, who is supporting them.
Realize that yes, they have somehow be provided with opportunities to access education, but then it doesn't end there. If you have access, you need somebody to also guide you to go and enroll. And then as you enroll, you need access to educational materials, food, you need school uniform, you need books. So there are times that they are just enrolled, but the provision of these things are lacking.
I have the opportunity to also work with streets connected children. But sitting at this table and then listening to Becky with the fulfillment in her eye, telling her that she has gone through training, she's now a optician, she can do hair by herself. You could see that when she meets with her peers, she will be able to convince them that the street is not a safe place for them.
Help us understand what made you come to the street, how long have you stayed on the street, and then what are you doing right now?
I came to the street in my early ages, around 8-9 years old, when I'm 21. So I came to the street because of issues at home. So in my family, we live in a slum in Ashama, and then because my family was like broke, they didn't have enough money to take care of. So we kind of like decided to do other things. We went around picking pure rubbish, went around picking scraps, doing all sorts of things to survive. That's how I ended up. So how I met Future Africa? I met Future Africa in 2016. Yes, in 2016. At that time, I've been on the street for some time. I was quite familiar with what was going on. So normally when you go to like organizations, what they do is they ask you what's your name, where do you come from, take pictures, give you food, go, that's all. When I say that's all, you don't know their name, you don't know where they are from, there's nothing about them that you just come, give the information and then they are home. And it has been going on for a very long time, but this time around, it was more of like family related stuff, it was more of like sharing rather than giving. So I met Future Africa during that time, I met Bratiki, and since that time I realized that they come every weekend and sometimes weekdays on Wednesday when something is off and they'll come and check and then, yeah, so that's how I met Future Africa.
You mentioned something about what made Future Africa different for you. Okay, I will give one of the panelists another opportunity to just share their side of the story, how they also met Future of Africa, and what made them actually join us, right?
I was on the street for 6 months. That was in 2016. And in 2016, I met Future of Africa.
And originally I was just called Bratiki because he comes to us. And I went there because I was dancing, but I saw something else. I saw them teaching, and I asked myself, so who does this? But I also decided to just try. But because I was very tiny and it was my first time there, Bratiki saw me and he was like, no, you're not supposed to be here. So we started talking, and he asked if I wanted to go to school. I told him, where the follow up, and I was off the street. And sorry. Do you have any questions to ask our panelists here? Kindly ask, and then they will attempt to answer some of the questions.
At the time that you haven't met Future of Africa, what was the plan ahead? Like, what were you thinking of if Future of Africa couldn't make it to your place?
So actually, I was not having any plan like I have somewhere to go or something, because those times I was pregnant, so I feel like I don't have any place to go. That time, so my mom said I shouldn't come to the house again. She doesn't want to see my face again. So there was not any hope for me to go to somewhere, have somebody to help me or something. So that was when the thought of aborting the baby started coming. I started buying drugs, any drug that I get, I'll buy to abort the baby so that I'll be free.
Are there occasions that on the street you feel, oh, I miss home, I want to go back, let me go back? And what were the things preventing you from not fulfilling that aspect of, I want to go back?
That's a really nice question. To me, yeah, I miss home because that time was just me and my dad. But anytime the thought comes, then I still think ahead. So if I go back and this time he beats me and I end up dying, because the reason why I left him was he beats me to the extent of me not being able to walk. Sometimes I have to be carried to school. Like, we visited almost every police station, almost every social welfare office because of how he beats me. So what if this time I go and he beats me and it's to the point of death? So I think of things like that, and going home just gets out of me. So yeah, we miss home, but sometimes how to go home is a problem.
Sometimes the way they will insult you, the way they will confront you, it prevents us from not going home. But we really miss home too.
When you meet someone who is contemplating leaving home to the street, what would you tell them?
You just advise the person that the street is bad, the street is not good for us. So you should just stay home and continue to do that.
Looking back to the time when you were on the street, do you think that same advice would have taken you back home?
It depends on how you do it. So some people, they will just take you home. I saw this your child somewhere and then women about that. And the person thinks, oh, the problem has solved.
The problem has been solved. It's taking the person back to the problem. So they are coming from home, and didn't ask why, I sent them back there. Didn't ask, would they be able to stay there? Because that's where they are coming from. And what's the guarantee that they'll be able to stay after you leave? And this thing happens a lot of time. And when they go back, they'll be like, oh, I tried to help some of the kids, they were too stubborn, and then they didn't listen to my advice. If you advise me to like go to school, do this, trust me, if I go to the school, they'll ask for school fees. They'll ask for a lot of things. You are not there. So telling someone to do something and then helping the person to do something is different. So thank you very much.
I think that the program has achieved its aim. The opportunity to hear at first hand what streets residents go through, interacting with them during the panel discussions, I think has given us first hand information what their day is like.
It feels great to have young girls and boys who still live on the streets and some of them who are off the streets, all under one roof, and also having different government agencies and having various stakeholders come and listen to them. For me, it's important for us to listen to these youth, because if we don't listen to them, how do we understand them? If we don't listen to them, how do we learn how we support them or address issues or challenges that they are facing? And this is just the beginning, right? Getting the youth to feel like we see them, we value their voice, that whatever they say matters. It's going to be used to make decisions that will impact their lives.
To that and the conference, me share my experience. No man me famous street, so me can't be.
I'm actually happy we are having this kind of programs around, because it will help us to tell them what we want and how we feel and everything, so that when they go back homes or to their drawing boards, they'll be able to see our needs and see how they can help us as well.
I've seen a lot of people around. Now we know that people love us because we see new people around us coming because of us to celebrate our anniversary. So we say thank you.
Future of Africa has proven to be a lead or a leader and at the forefront of organizing stuff like this. Since they came into the space of working with street children for the past 10 years, they have shown leadership, working with street children, bringing together other similar institutions, inviting them to come together and for them to forge ahead. That is something commendable, something we should commend Future of Africa for doing it.
When you meet a child on the streets, how are you going to go about it? Are you just going to stare ahead, ignore the child? I think it's time for us to ask questions. It's time for us to interact with these children and find out ways, our own little ways in which we could, assist.